Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reality with Diva D. How you doing? Come on in, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button. You will be notified when I upload a video. Share the video. Why? Because sharing is indeed caring, and when I say caring, I mean if you care, share. Okay? It's not hard to do. Just hit the little share button. It's gonna give you a link. And with that link, you can add it to any of your social media pages if you enjoy the content. Well, come on in. It's going to be about the ladies of Atlanta, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And this is going to be my 2-episode reactionary video of the current and most recent events of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Excuse me, I just got through eating some spaghetti. And when I get quiet like that, sometimes I'm trying to drown out my youngins. Okay, because they're rude. R-U-D-A, rude. Okay? So, back to the video at hand. The episode opens up, and we have Shamea and Cynthia. And Cynthia is pulling information out of Shamea. Shamea lets her know a few things, and she's telling her about, the incident with Drew and how her and Portia were not in a good place, so she didn't feel like she needed to invite her to her party. Girl, invite whoever you want to that party. I'm sick of hearing about that party. Cynthia, you didn't have to bring it up. Could have kept it to yourself. And plus, Shamea's going through a lot. She's going through her IVF. She's still trying to get that old man a boy child. Moving right along. I have no more comments on that because I've already given how I felt. Go back and look at the other videos. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted. Moving right along. Now, K. Michelle and Pinky meet. And the crux of that conversation is about after events that occurred when K. Michelle and Shamea went out. The mom said the mama still pushed up to her face, this, that, and third, and the fourth. And she just lets us know that Shamea says that nobody wants her to be friends. We all know the connection there with the whole Toya Rice situation. Who's to say that K. Michelle isn't right? Not right, and what I'm saying is, to let it go. However, the thing about it is, she mentioned Candy. And she was like, nobody wants to be in the Candy Clothing clique. Okay, that's cool. And that's well and good. But what does Candy have to do with anything? You knew that she meant someone in that crew or someone's in that crew. So, no big deal. You on this show. You're on the show with someone who is friends, I assume, with Toya, Shamea, the connection to everyone, Monyetta, and all of them. So, the point of the matter is, what you gonna do? Now, because of that statement and because of the conversations that Shamea has had throughout the press, I don't think she's going to be able to come back from it with K. Michelle. And look at this. Look at what has happened. She and K. Michelle have a beef, and we got one less small. So speaking of a small, we have Kelly. So Kelly, she's gotten into it with her neighbor, and her body's got to move, all them titties, and no wonder she could wear t-shirts in the confessional, because all she is titties. And those legs, I mean, she shaped up just like Wendy Williams, except her butt is just a little bit flatter, and then her legs are a little bit longer, which means she has no torso whatsoever. At least Wendy did have a little bit of a waist. Whew, my Lord. And so anyway, Kelly is moving. I saw more reports on what happened. Kelly had restraining orders against the woman. The woman had restraining orders against Kelly. She had boots put on old girl's car. The shiny face girl that needs to take some of that oil or grease off her face and need to use a cream that does not make her look so damn shiny. Whew! My goodness. Y'all know those shiny Barbie dolls that they've been showing for the memes? That's exactly what she look. Face just as hard and greasy. So, in the next scene, we have Kelly, and she goes to meet with Phaedra Mold. And Phaedra Mold tells her she gonna do her case pro bono. Yeah, I would do the case pro bono if I was Phaedra. Why not? I mean, they both get publicity off of it, and Kelly says that she's having financial issues. At this point, she has moved, and she in that little black, shiny, garbage bag looking thing. Oh, I'm about to throw up. I just got the amen. Oh, that outfit is hell. It looks damn disgusting. Okay? I hated it. Hated it. 2 snaps around. Next scene, we have the ladies that they decide to go over Drew's house, and they have cake and crumpets started. And it's Angela and let's see, Angela, Drew, and Portia, and Phaedra. And they talk about the incident that occurred at the table. And, you know, Drew embellishes the story just a little bit. But what I want to say there is, no matter if Drew did embellish the story, again, nobody has pointed out to me what Drew has done to K. Michelle to make her act that way towards her. And any of the scenes that they ever had together. It's damn ridiculous. So they decided they're going to have a skate party, right? And Angela's not sure if she wants to go because, you know, something's going on with her parents. Pinky goes over there to see Montel Jordan. Not much to see there. She says that he's one of the greatest artists of all time. Open, close, shut. Well, I have to say I am a fan of Montel Jordan. I didn't even know he lived in Atlanta. Here, the way he talks about LA, I thought that he wouldn't ever leave LA or even build a second house in Atlanta. But you know, Atlanta is the black Mecca. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Da 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 da. So they go over there to get counseling for Montel Jordan. Apparently, he is now a minister. And they give them good advice. They tell them they're going to have to be more open with each other when they're dealing with this whole restaurant scheme or whatever Pinky has going on. I like Pinky, y'all. I really do. I really want her to stay on the show. But people are saying because of their seating arrangement, she might just be on her way out the door. That's not what I hope. I enjoy Pinky. I get tired of hearing about the bankruptcy, but I think she's good for the show. Okay? And that's what Nene understood. She understood what was good for the show. Boy, they did a whole montage of Nene and her bad wigs over the years. And I said, I'm finally glad somebody said something. I'm finally glad somebody wasn't scared to speak up, because all you ever hear about is bringing Nene back to the show. For her to do what exactly? I ain't missing her at all since she's been gone away. I ain't missing her at all. Next. So they go ahead and meet, Angela meets with her brother, and her brother talks about how they miss their mom. And this episode is a lot about Angela missing her mom. And I've been there, okay? You only get one mama, that's the truth. And there are days, my mama's been gone since 2019. And there are days when it's just debilitating. Because for me, how I found out that her cancer had come back, I had just buried my children's father. And I'm coming in, and my mama is like looking so sad. She doesn't have the pouch attached to her that she normally has, the bag or pouch that she normally has to go ahead and finish her cancer treatments at home, because she would be at the hospital all day if she didn't, finish them at home. I would have to help attach those monitors to her. It was rough. When I tell you, cancer ain't nobody's friend, and it ain't no damn joke, and then you're trying to survive with it. So she told me her cancer had come back. I just walked through the door, getting information for my kids about their dad. And then she told me, she said, well, they say my cancer has come back. It has spread. And it's in my, it's not, she didn't say lymph nodes. She said something else. Something attached to the lungs. It starts with the L as well. But anyway, I'll probably think of it later on in the video. But the point is, she said it had spread to that area. And I took her to a pulmonologist, and the pulmonologist said, well, we can remove the cancer, but just hurry up and get her records. So I couldn't get the records fast enough, and he decided that he wasn't going to do it because he wanted the records from the previous doctor. He wouldn't give them to him. I guess he was like, well, I gave her cancer treatments, and cancer spread, so, there's no need for surgery. So that's a long story after that, but I say this. It's something. It's something. Okay. Let's get off that subject and go on to the next thing. So they at the skate party, they have a good time. That's a wonderful thing. Oh yeah, by the way, they did talk about Angela's daughter, who she wants to come out to her children. I'm conflicted on that. I'm conflicted on whether Angela should tell the kids or whether Amari should tell the kids, because nobody sees that to be important but Angela. So they know that this is the death anniversary of her mom, so they give her nice gifts, even Shamia. And the skate party goes off without hitch. They have a good time. They do a Soul Train line. And it's a wonderful thing. None of them could skate, which they live in Atlanta, which was damn weird to me. Michelle having to have that little assist thing. But let me just say this. I have fallen on my ass before skating, because I have still from way back in the day when I was at Bell South Mobility. I won these inline skates worth over hundreds of dollars. And I just will not let them go. And I went out skating one day, because we only have concrete around here. We don't have any soft surfaces. And I busted my ass. So I was looking at K. Michelle like, ooh, girl, I hope you don't fall. Because all that silicone as Indy Irene. I don't want no silicone. I prefer my own. What God gave me is just fine. If that falls out her ass on that skate rink, that will not be pretty. Okay, on to the next episode. Oh, I don't know how I forgot this. Add this in this mental gymnastics game that Dennis and Portia are playing with each other. It's sick. It's sick and twisted. He comes over there with his twisted up mustache, looking like the Iron Sheik. Yeah, and complete with the turban, y'all. And tells her that he wants to, they call it a handlebar mustache, by the way, and tells her that he wants to get her the ring back. She told him he was the trauma, and he probably is. What kind of sick, sadistic game are you playing? Bringing that ring back to her, a ring that you gave to her, took back, gave to her, took back, and it's finally she just had to get off the roller coaster with you. Now, I will say that I do remember when she got with Simon, and Dennis was like, I came over there that day when y'all see me looking surprised in that picture to get her ring back. I didn't have no idea she was up there humping up on Simon. So, I don't know whether to believe that or not, but if you look at the picture, it was looking like she was with Dennis. Who took that picture, y'all? I'm still curious about that because people were thinking that Portia was pregnant in that picture and she wasn't. But the thing about it is, that's the thing that's gonna, be the downfall between her and Mike. Her and Mike, they had dinner early in the movie, but Portia says that Mike is not famous and Sway is not famous, and they're not in the spotlight. However, like Dennis likes the camera. Apparently they do too. They may not like the camera on this show, but they definitely like the camera on Ready to Love, and Saints and Sinners, and because Mike was in Saints and Sinners. He was the main character, Vanessa Bell Calloway's long lost son. I can't think of her name on the show because it's been a while. Her long lost son. So, as far as that goes, my understanding this way is also being in the country Wayne stuff. But anyway, Dennis and his mental gymnastics. What was the desired effect with that, y'all? I mean, I probably would. She said, get a ring to PJ. I probably would took the ring back and headed on down to the pawn shop. Or had it broken up like Wendy did and bought me some earrings or something. Now, back on to the next episode. So this episode opens up and we have Cynthia and Angela talking about Shamia. Now, a lot of people feel like Angela has gone overboard with her imaginary beef between her and Shamia. Again, let's quote the famous Funky Dineva when we say, you can't do wrong to a bitch and tell the bitch when to get over it or how mad to be. Shout out to Funky. And most content creators use this to analyze different shows because it's factual and actual. I don't see her licking Portia's behind and being her lapdog. I'm not saying what everybody else is saying. I'm seeing her being cordial with Portia, but I don't see her bending over backwards to be Portia's friend. And they're saying the same thing about Drew. I don't see Drew bending over backwards to be Portia's friend after what she did to her last year. What I see also is Drew being cordial with Portia, and we understand the game. Y'all understand the game too. Drew and Angela know how to keep their checks coming, especially Drew. She's a veteran now, y'all. So she knows that it's not advantageous not to be cool with Portia. However, again, we have to admit that Portia did apologize to her. And, they were friends. Before that Dennis mess, Portia and Drew were friends. They had made a fast friendship when Portia came on when they had the Bolo season. So, I don't know what people are coming from with that whole she went back and started kissing her. But Portia messed up their friendship. So that doesn't make Drew a lapdog for Portia by moving on and continuing a friendship that they already had. Duh. And during this meeting, Cynthia tells more of Shamia's business to Angela. Angela implies that Shamia is sick and needs to go around there and see somebody. The lady might already be in therapy. Far be it for me to tell anybody or look down on anybody that receives therapy. Good job for them. And then they decide to have a Maggie Bowl. A basketball competition of sorts, if you will. So Dix for Dollars Diane is meeting with Portia. And they decide that she's going to talk about how she's going to sell the house off from under her mama to pay for her own house. Now, what Dix for Dollars Diane going to say, I have no idea. Moving right along. Kelly meets with a financial advisor, and she's living above her means. Not much to see here. Moving right along. What else can I say? I mean, $6,000 for a car note, $2,000 for this, $8,000 for that, $10,000 for this, $18 million purses, and $75,000, $80,000 worth of teeth. Shoot, as everyone has agreed on, if you gonna get your damn teeth fixed, say nigga, don't fuck my teeth. Go around the corner and get me some tooth whitening gel. Give me that 75 to put down on me a house. And this girl constantly wants to be opulent on this show, or show opulence, and when nobody is asking for that from her, and then she goes on to prove more mental insanity. K. Michelle goes to see her doctor, and I think K. Michelle said that she was a psychology major too. No, she majored in Yoda music. Well, why did 3 law places offer her a job? Maybe she had minors. But anyway, the point is, she's over there with her doctor, and she wants to do a fat transfer. And he said that he could do a fat transfer for a cadaver, basically, and give her some cadaver meat to put in her ass, so she won't have scars anymore. Baby, the damage is done. You got the silicone in your booty, and then it leaked to the rest of your body. So adding more fat in this fat transfers from dead bodies and all this such sort of thing, let it go, Elsa. But you need counseling. Deep therapy. That is my recommendation for you. There's nothing else to say about it, because what it is you have an issue with your body. And don't do nothing else to your face. You're giving horse. Or as Muscadine Marlene says, it's giving hoss. Just shout out to Bill Collective. Okay, so let me unpack Angela and Amira. I'm looking at these two, and I'm seeing a whole lot of misunderstandings for me, like I would for Drew. Now, me being a social worker extraordinaire, when I tell you I had to deal with family issues like this, I had a family, y'all, for real. I had a family who had a gay daughter, right? And the husband and the wife were ministers. Baby, when I tell you that was rough for me. So let me wrap this up in a bow, just like I wrapped them doggone minister parents up. I said, well, because I don't want to disrespect nobody's religion, because, I'm far removed from Christianity. At the time, I wasn't. But now I see how Christianity and science collide. And one of them, you can really go back and see things that are proven, and one of them not so much. I'm not going to tell you which one. But how I resolved that issue between the gay child. Now she wasn't married. And I don't think gay marriage was legal back then. But it was on its way, because we were getting our friend Obama in. So shout out to him. But what I told him is like, it's amazing to me how Black Americans can put whatever that Bible says over what is best for their child. Now, you know what I asked, right? I got real personal when I said, now, this is a question I'm going to ask you to resolve your family issues and help you. If you really want my help, I'm going to ask you this question. Did you all have relations? I said it just like that. Did you have relations before you were married? And they said yes. And then I said, isn't it in the Christian doctrine that there's no one sin greater than the other? So with this Amira situation, I do feel in some ways that Angela is disappointed, even though she's known Amira's partner her whole life, and they made coming out cookies. I do feel like she is somewhat disappointed in this is my opinion, that she is a homosexual. Do I feel like she's homophobic? No. I don't feel that she's homophobic, but you can preach to the choir until it hits your home. And the way that little boy was listening upstairs, I'm thinking that he probably got the gist of what's going on. They speak to Dr. Wendy, and Dr. Wendy says, like, I'm thinking too, it's this child's story to tell. And then this is what I mean by Angela conflating issues. Is your issue with her, and this is what I would ask Angela if she was my client. Is your issue with Mari that she didn't tell you about the marriage? Or is your issue with her is that she's being a grown adult? And that's, a childlike adult. Because it seems like you have a problem with that as well. Like she is being a childlike adult, but then you're talking about this homosexual issue with her being married and not telling you. So which is your main issue with her? Is it that you want her to tell the children about your marriage? Or is it that you want her to stop acting like a childish adult? It's absolutely two different things. But yet still she's talking about them as if it's the same problem. So, K. Michelle wants her country album to be into all different demographics. I'm just wondering when this K album is going to come out. Because K been talking about that damn country album since she left Love and Hip Hop in it. And here go Phaedra over there with her other business. Now, last week, her business was dealing with the lawyer part. Now she's dealing with the mortuary part. But I'm just going to say this about Phaedra. Being that she's a actress of all trades and all, I just don't really think that she has to, settle for one thing. But I think at a certain time, you will have to settle for one thing. Right? She's in her 50s. But girl, if you want to do it out, do it out. Because you like to say you a millionaire. And you like to talk about how rich you are. So, honey, if you have to do all of that hard working instead of living a soft life, in the words of Mariah. Not Mariah, but Marlo. Then girl, go for it. Who am I? Who am I to say what she needs to be doing? However, this still is not leading to story for her. Has she been off this show so long that she has forgotten how to give story? So Portia and Drew meet and they discuss how they're going to proceed with picking back up where they left off, and Drew representing Go Naked Hair. Who better on this show than to represent her hairline than Drew? She's an actress, and then you have a model doing your hair. What's better than that? And then we have Drew not really knowing how to eat flats. Maybe she knows how to eat drums, so that's why I didn't get why it was such a big deal to everybody else. That girl was eating wings like I did. I used to just punch the meal out of them. And even though it's weird for me, and I always say this, I eat fried drumettes, and I like buffalo wings. I like my flats, and my barbecue wings, I like them flat. But I just take my finger, poke through the middle. Sometimes some people just suck out the bone. Some people don't eat the gristle. The gristle don't have any taste to me. So I leave gristle behind too, dear. So I didn't have a problem with you leaving meat behind on your wings, because I used to do the same things. And I'm Southern. And I mean Southern. Okay? So that's neither here nor there. Portia brings up about, Drew brings up about how Portia can't go down to the Nigeria. She said, I can go where the hell I want. My passport take me. He don't own Nigeria. I know that shit is right. You better go to Nigeria if you want to go to Nigeria, girl. And they, clap it off. Your people meet with my people. I'm not sure why these two or Portia can't ever finish the shot. Because she didn't finish the shot that she had with Giselle. Now she's here with Drew not finishing the shot. And neither one of them weak batches finished their shot, by the way. Neither one of them. So I'm going to call Kelly Living Beyond Her Means Kelly. So we go over to Living Beyond Her Means Kelly's realtor meeting, and they're going to look at a house that's way over her budget. I'm just gonna leave that right there. Did the realtor remind y'all of Trina, or was that just me? So, Dr. Wendy was able to reach a middle ground with Angela and Omari. I just want to say further, there is still a dependence there with Omari and Angela. It seems kind of still unhealthy. Hopefully, they're on the right track with meeting with a counselor, because it's a lot. Again, dealing with loss and, what America doesn't, or your social group does not consider a norm, by her being homosexual and then marrying her best friend from childhood. It's a lot. I mean, a lot of people, because me and my best friend were so close, a lot of people, because of this small town and this environment, a lot of people accused us of being lesbians. I was like, you can't love somebody like a sister that's not your blood. And I lost my best friend. Okay? So, I'm still dealing with that. So I definitely know what that's like. That's why I don't like seeing Shamia and Kelly playing around with that word, best friend, because I had one, and I know what it's like to have a real one. So it's time for the BAILY Bowl, and you have some Sasquatches, and you have some, names that they call each other, just the shade of it all. And Kelly pops up in those heels and socks. Says she don't wear tennis shoes. You look a mess, though. You might as well wear tennis shoes, because you probably wouldn't have looked a mess. I can't even lie. When Frederick rolled up with that newfound son of Apollo, I thought that was Apollo. But Apollo, you better not even try. You better not even try. Guess who's not there? Gerald. How come Gerald's not on old girl's team? The Chatty Patties, the Fanches, Kelly Team Minion, not just for her being short in height. The Minions did the bidding, and that's what she does for Shamia. K. Michelle's blind eyes, but that team Pinky had, they were all a little chunky. Okay? Now, you supposed to be a vegan or whatnot, but then them people ain't exhibiting vegan bodies. I'm just saying. Charles is funny. And so you didn't come check on me. Charles said, you could have been there more than 30 seconds. I would have came to check on you. Yeah, that's how basketball works. You can't keep running out there checking on folks now. Phaedra always shame them in the confessional, don't she? Talking about some kid that look like a little prostitute. Well, I mean, socks and heels. What else could that represent? I don't know. I know that's right, Charles. Take up for your woman. He said, Shamia, I wait on my feet. Well, if you were a size 6, you'll tip over. I know that's right. Them feet got to balance that tall body. Everybody knows that. I don't have too many bad things to say about Angela, but I can see the point of everybody else thinking that it was something wrong with her, bringing up her issues with Shamia at her own event. But what we have to know is that since Angela is the newborn carrier, that is her job to stir up the mess, because the damn BAILY Bowl was mess free, right? So we got to have some mess at some point. So they go tit for tat, and Shamia says, you came from my marriage because you said I like to screw the players on the house in the Falcons teams where I was a cheerleader. Do I think Shamia has had relations? Shout out to the I hope this is still recording because I got a phone call. I think that she has had relations with some player? Well, Chili was do that. No, I'm not looking down on her for that. Maybe it was before Gerald. Maybe she had relations with a lot of them. Child, I ain't mad at him. Then she said, when you fuck your husband, because, that's the only reason why, you have that name. And then she said, well, we did get married. I mean, it's kind of the point. So, yeah, I mean, I say tit for tat, one-on-one for that. So, Drew was over in the Amen corner. Shamia pulled into the argument. And she was like, well, y'all are saying that the reason why, I'm having issues with the group is because of Portia. Yes, that is true. Nobody is lying on you. You have issues with Angela and Drew because you were setting them up to ride for Portia last season. So apparently, they still feeling kind of salty about it. That's that on that. She said that, well, me and you have an issue now because you called me a lapdog. She said, well, you were being a lapdog to somebody. I'm surprised nobody got that. She's talking about Kay. So when Kay was in confessional, she was like, why would you want to get into it with Shamia at your own event when you got more things to be worried about, like you being upset about your mother? But Kay, you're going to get into it with Shamia as well. So is it Shamia? So we all had decided to have the group hug. Shamia says that it seemed fake, but they decided to hug it out. What's fake about that? Maybe the hugging out was fake. She says they hugged it out, but they never really moved on. At least they moved on in a moment. And she said, well, they don't seem like they want me to be their friend. Who gives a flying? What is this girl saying? I'm going to have to look it up next review because they're going to Scotland. Next review, I'm looking up signs. So the scene chart is out. I was going to throw that in here real quick. And Shamia's not in first chair. I really thought that Shamia would have been in first chair to go against Portia. But it's K. Michelle, who is now cool with Portia, I think. But has it out with Shamia. So I would have thought that Shamia would have been across from K. Michelle because Shamia said to bring it. So let's see if it gets brunted or brought. I'm just doing the show. Because y'all know I hate when people say brung instead of brought. But we're going to close there. Come on in. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell button. You will be notified when I upload a video. Share the video. Why? Because sharing is indeed caring. And as I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up